Tim, I've been in the section a long time, only section I've been in a long time, and I would feel like without your presence and your presence at Troon, something would be off. So
Well,
I think
it's
it's
a
great
great
that you've that this award has come your way, because
Well,
it's
thank
so
you.
so very, very well deserved.
I'm just lucky.
So tell me, has it had time to sink in from the moment the phone call was made to today,
Yeah.
through the holidays and
Yeah.
thinking about it, what's it feel like to be our golf professional of the year?
Wishing I'd have taken that drink like my wife said right about now. But no. It's unbelievable. I mean, come on, I'm overwhelmed to be recognized by your peers. Look at that list of, I'm 43rd. To look at that list of people that have won this thing before me, and to think that I'm on the list now, hey, I owe everybody a little bit of gratitude, from my members to my staff that's here, my neighborhood drinking buddies over there that wanted the free meal. No, my general manager who showed up. Hey, I'm lucky. This is some kind of honor. So it means the world to me.
Is there anyone out there you want to specifically mention that's mentored you in your entire from day one that you decided, you know what, I want to get in the golf business, and how do I do it, and where do I go, and what do I do?
Yeah,
And you don't have to
exactly.
tell us about the Ferris State stuff. We don't need to know about that. Those
No,
college exploits.
I definitely don't want to go. I don't want to incriminate some of my Fair State
Yeah.
alumni that are here. Al Gobeski, Dale Ball. I don't want to incriminate them, but my grandfather was a golf pro, and I looked up to that man. It was always something that I really wanted to do, is to be a golfer like him. He was a non-affiliated head pro at a little tiny course in Kalamazoo, Michigan, and I thought he was the coolest person in the world. And my father, who's got a catbird seat of tonight's show, unfortunately, pushed me to be like him. He wasn't a golfer himself, but I would have to say probably my grandfather, my parents. I grew up in a loving environment with some two incredibly great parents. Inspiration. I'm like everybody else that came up here. I married way over my head, way over my head.
Very nice.
So she gives me the inspiration to get up, and she allows me to enjoy my ride to work every day. My members that are here, I picked all the ones that knew me when I had hair, so that they could, But I got to say, I take inspiration from a lot of those people, but probably the mentor would be my grandfather. A couple people, Dr. Lowell LeClaire, who was pretty much founded the Fair State PGA program, recently passed. He was a big part of me staying on course and not drifting off from the goal. So
Wonderful. Yeah, we all need those individuals to
Yeah,
keep
we
us,
do.
We need bumper
Yes,
bowling a
we
lot.
do.
We can keep us in the lane. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
So talk about your longevity at Troon Country Club. 20 years.
26.
26
Yeah.
years at
26.
Troon Country Club. I mean, we all strive for that kind of longevity. We're all envious of that kind of longevity. How do you accomplish that?
I don't know. Should I field that one to the club president or something? I don't know. Listen, I enjoy my job, and I think that goes a long way in keeping your job, because people see you enjoying yourself doing your job and wanting to be at a facility and, making the hard decisions, making the right decisions. I think, they just keep me around. But it's probably the most wonderful place in the world, in my mind. I know everyone has their favorite facilities, but it's been everything to me, that facility. Every major thing in my life is, well, let's see, it's been over 50% of my life up there. So it introduced me to my beautiful wife, Judy Frost, who's out in the audience. She had a 200-person baby shower for my twins. I mean, just you name it, everything. My members are like family. My staff is like family. I spend more time with my staff and my members than I do actually with my family, so I guess that goes hand in hand. But yeah, I'm blessed, and today is like the pinnacle of it. One of my friends out there sent me a text earlier. He's like, "This is your moment. This is probably your pinnacle," and I really appreciate it, and I respect the PGA, and this means everything to me. A little overwhelmed, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, and he's right. I mean, it is a wonderful achievement in your career, and you deserve every bit of recognition that
Well,
you're
I
getting
appreciate that.
through this, and you represent all of us so very well. So, tell me about the Troon Scholarship
Ah.
Foundation and how it focuses on education and how you got started. Give us the
Well,
background on that.
It's a little bit sad. Unfortunately, 16 years ago, I lost an assistant that was killed, unfortunately, in a motorcycle wreck after one of our events. And he was an unbelievable apprentice and didn't have any family in town. And we wanted to make a difference with some of the apprentices that were left behind. And so we had a little a golf event that I think it was like 16, 17 people. We tried to raise some money for the other apprentices to get through. At the time, it was business school 1 and 2 and whatnot. It's not quite the program that it is now, but and we raised a little bit of money, and a couple of kids benefited from it. And then the next year, everyone was like, "Wow, that was a fun time. You should really play in that." And then it got bigger. And then all of a sudden now we're raising lots of money, and my board of directors jumped on board and decided to form a 501c3 foundation, which now is called the Troon Scholarship Foundation. It's funded mainly through our John Kaler event, which John was the name of the gentleman that was my apprentice that was unfortunately killed. They actually showed a piece of that in the clip, but it's now evolved into something that it's hard to put into words. We're impacting generations now of employees. 22, I think, was the number this last year of not only PGA apprentices, but to spouses of employees, to kids of employees. It's probably one of the greatest achievements that I've ever been a part of. I certainly am just now a small part of it, but to watch it grow and be part of it every year and be there for that and watch it affect certainly the kids that are going through my program, it's tremendous, and it's all because of the people that jump on board and get behind it. And I certainly have a crew of members up there that are generous and get behind just about everything that we throw at them. So,
Which is great. And
yeah, exactly.
They love their leader.
Oh, well, I
and
don't
you
know about
are
that, but
somebody that they want to get behind, and if you're behind it, they're behind it. And
well, I like to think that. So
it's wonderful to see.
Yeah,
and
it's
I know
great.
you've got a great club up there and great
we
support.
have fabulous. Yeah.
What would you give a piece of advice to, or multiple pieces of advice to, young professionals who want to get in the game of golf as a business, and
Right.
how they could, what can they do to sit in your seat one day?
Whoa. Well, it's funny. When I got into the business, it was, I had that, civilian mentality. I looked at that golf professional like, well, he can play, he can teach, and he knows how to administer the game. And, the industry has really evolved now. We wear, as you know, we wear so many hats now. We're responsible for bottom lines and merchandisings and industry trends and you name it. And, I guess just never really forget where it all came from. Back in the day, 101 years ago, this organization was formed by a group of PGA professionals that were teachers and players of the game. And I've always tried to just be really good at all of the things, all of the many hats that we wear, but always keep in mind, funny story is, I'll give you this funny story to talk about my point. I was in a Philadelphia bar one time, and my plane was delayed. So I'm sitting there watching whatever it was on the television. There's a gentleman sitting next to me, and course, I'm having my adult beverage of choice, waiting for my flight to, and it comes to halftime, and the gentleman turns to me and he's like, "What do you do for a living?" And I'm like, "Oh, God, I'm going to have to go into this." "I'm a golf professional." And the first words out of his mouth was, "You ever play with Tiger Woods?" And I'm thinking, no, I haven't. But this gentleman identified me as that person that could really play the game. And I'm thinking, okay, this is kind of cool, you know. And literally, he takes another sip of his adult beverage, and he goes, "Isn't really that the grip right there?" And I'm thinking to myself, oh, my God. Yeah, he thinks I can teach, too. So I'm thinking to myself after, you know, grabbing some straws and showing him how to grip a club and whatnot. But I'm thinking to myself, you know, this gentleman right there just identified me as a person that could play the game at a high level, could teach the game at a high level. And I thought to myself, that's what it's all about. That's how it all started. And even though there's many of us in this room now that are, you know, from merchandising to running events and rules and everything. But, you know, I've always tried to stay true to those values, you know, how we all started. And, you know, I'm just like any other golf professional. I like to steal ideas from everybody, you know, call your friend up and, hey, how did this go when you tried it so that I don't make the same mistake you did? Or, you know, that'd probably be my best advice.
And I can tell you from you know, firsthand experience being out at your club during the Arizona Open, which is wonderful that the doors are open to our members to be able to play out there and other unaffiliated professionals and even amateurs. You know, when you're in the event and you play,
yes,
they're out there watching.
It's Rafferty's Army.
They're out there
You
cheering
bet.
for you, and that says a whole
bet.
lot about
Absolutely.
you, the individual.
Thank God I played well and made it through the final.
And you did great. So that's a lot of pressure for any club
fun.
professional right
They're
there.
like
So.
family. It's like, I don't know, it's not as much pressure as you think, but it's a great feeling to have about 20 carts coming down the 6th fairway, and the person that's in the cart riding with is like, "Wow, you got a lot of members with you today." You know, it's to feel the support that they have always given me through the years, and not just in the Opens, pretty remarkable.
And your club, and not to, but your club, the support that the tournament gets, you know what I mean? I'm sure a lot of that
they get
is
behind it.
unbelievable how much they help out. So, you know, it's a
Yes.
great facility, and you being the leader is very special. So,
me to-
so who would you like to thank in the room that's here tonight?
Oh, my God. I mean, who not to thank? I mean, thank you. Thank everybody. You know, thanks to all the winners. But, you know, I've got my staff over there, you know, Mike and Kaylee, and certainly Andy and Brittany couldn't be here tonight. But, you know, I spend time with them more than anybody. They probably want to put antifreeze in my coffee now that we're in a trailer about this close together every morning. But, you know, my friends that have come out throughout the years, you know, my lifelong friends of the Helfriches and Elliots, and my brother-in-law is here with his wife. My Judge Ron over there, he was Grammy MJ, and most importantly, though, just like everybody, I said it earlier, I'm married way over my head. Why she still puts up with me on a day-to-day basis. I mean, she gets more nervous about these things than I do. I mean, honey, breathe. You know, it's whether she's following me around in a tournament or being at one of the club functions or waiting for it to finally be my turn to get up into this chair tonight. You know, but I love her to death, and she probably deserves an award more than I do. Probably a Medal of Honor, not a PGA award. But and then to my, you know, to all my board of directors and members that came out tonight. You know, I wish I could have had the whole club here. I mean, that would have been something special. But you know, and to the Mike over here, I can't tell you how impressed I am with the way that the section is being run right now, with the people that you've brought on board. Bill, Mike, had the pleasure of spending pretty much of a day with them as they were filming some of those shots. The section is in such great hands right now with the board that we have in place under Mike's leadership. It's a great time to be in the Southwest Section PGA, that's for sure. Absolutely. And to all of these winners, they're all deserving. Geez, Dale Baldwin. I mean, he introduced my 11-year-old son to golf. To see him get an award, it's pretty special. So, section's great, and I couldn't be more proud to be a member of it. That's for sure.
Well, thank you, Tim. We're proud to
Thank
have
you.
you. This is your moment.
Well, I appreciate
Our Golf
that.
Professional of the Year for 2016.
Thank
Tim
you very
Rafferty.
much.
Thank you, sir. Great job. Proud of you.
Good job.
Good work.